Hey everybody, I'm trying something new today, so I'm just going to find my comments and hopefully I'll see yours when you come on. It is lovely to see you today. Oh, I think it's working. I'm trying something new with my podcast. Here you come. All right, leave me a comment and I'll hopefully, cross your fingers, I can see your comments as well. I'm just shutting off all the noises in my space. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Okay, I can't see your comments yet, but I can see some of you are there. So come in. I had my hair cut. I'm trying to work out how I wear it because it's kind of a hairstyle that I've had before, but my hair's changed. So I'm just working with it and we're going to see how that goes. I haven't seen any comments yet. Oh, okay. I've got to invite group members. Add link to the post description. Hopefully this will make it so that I can see your comment. Because I need to today because I wanted to get you to ask me some questions and then I can answer them. Otherwise I'll just be rambling on. Okay. We'll get started. I've got a few things to talk to you about today. Firstly, I have a little bit of spinning that I've done that I'm going to show you. I think it's getting better every time. I look at it in the light of day and it's definitely slightly wonky, but it is getting better. I wanted to ask you for some spinning advice, so I really hope I can see your comments. You might have to click buttons to make it work. Tell me if you've got a button. Oh, maybe I'll go over here and see if there's a button. Sorry. Technical things. We'll get it fixed. Where are we? I'll go to my Facebook page and oh, there I am. Okay, great. Oh, I've got comments over there, but I can't see them on here. Oh, here we are. Yay! I can see you, Susan. Oops, today I'll just turn my noise down. Yay, thank you. Oh, thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Joe. Hi, Sabrina. How are you? Okay, right. I can see your comments. I can see Susan's comments on here because she's coming in from YouTube and I can see her comments, but the other of you might have to click a button. I'll see if I can you just see if it's there. Okay, I'm a little behind. Oh yeah, yep, that is there, so click that button. All right, enough of that. Okay, let me show you my spinning and then hopefully I'll see you in here. I plied up using chain ply. It's got two other names. I know one of the other names is Navajo ply and it's got another name as well and I've forgotten what it is. But anyway, chain ply makes the most sense when you think about how to do it because you sort of hold your fingers like this and you pull a third, so you've got a loop like a slip knot and then you pull, well it is a slip knot, and then you pull the strand through so you end up with these three strands that you let ravel together and then you pull another strand through and you end up with three strands that you ravel together, so you create a 3-ply out of a single plied yarn. So that's what I decided to do. I'd had a little practice at my I'll just see your comments over here if I can. Where are they? Funny you should be wearing your floozy too. You were thinking you need one, says Beck. Yeah, I think you do need one too, Beck. Oh, thanks, Fernanda. Excellent. So I had a bash. I've got this beautiful fibre that I showed you a couple of weeks ago from Deline. And so for those of you in New Zealand, you can get Deline's fibre. It's a Corriedale fibre. It was dyed with sort of bluesy purples, like lilac-y colours. And I decided I wanted to, I'm looking forward to seeing it in a skein. I've got this much. It's 100 grams, or it's 125 grams actually. And where I started, it's particularly thin. I did some very thin, but it is more or less, I think it's going to be like a sport. I think it's going to be somewhere in the region of a fingering to sport, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to knit it up, but that's what I've managed to do. And you can see it goes from sort of tealy colours right through to purples. I think it'll be really pretty when it's knitted up, but I haven't, and I'm still mastering this plying thing. I played around with the tension on my wheel. I moved the drive band to the smallest whirl to make it go a bit faster. but I haven't quite arranged myself. And so I'm sitting on the sofa. I can see now why you'd have a stool, or you know how you have these spinning stools? They remind me a bit of milking stools. I can see now why you would have one, because you need quite a lot of space, and I think I have to sit right on the edge of the sofa and then pull these things out and let them twist up, and then pull them out and let them twist up. And I'm sort of my little lazy Kate's going all over the shop, and I've got these strands of yarn, because I thought if I had a longer section that I let twist up, then that would be nice, because I wouldn't have that join every now and then. But it's quite a negotiation trying to make all these parts of things work at the same time. So I have some places I've got it going down pat, and other places not so much. So I'm quite curious to soak this and then see how it settles down, and then I might knit a little square and just see what it looks like and put it into some skeins. But yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. I really enjoyed it. I still can't see you if you're not Susan. I can only see Susan. Hey Heather, how are you? Yes, it's satisfying to have filled bobbins. I can see you here on Facebook. First live for a while. Hey Rebecca, nice to see you. And oh good, I can see you all watching. I can see lots of you watching, but I can't see your comments. You just have to click the button at the top of the Facebook. On Facebook you can see, and it'll be there on YouTube too, I think. You can just you can see there's a little link. Click that and it will let me see your comments on my screen, which will be excellent. Otherwise I'm just going to have to keep checking here. Oh Heather, you're working up to the double time. Oh, you're up to the hip increases. Fantastic. I was helping Heather with her double time when we were at Cannes, and she was up to here, and we were talking about, she put in some bust shaping and now she's up to the hips. Yay, good work. Okay, so the other thing I thought about when I was doing my spinning was how I want to start making a little record of what I've actually got, because I have got yarn I've spun down here from years ago, and I know vaguely what some of it is. Others I don't know so much, and none of it's labelled, which is like hopeless really. And so I know that one that is a lot of it, I've got a big lot of one, and I know it had all sorts of different beautiful fibres in it, but I can't tell you what they are. I don't know what they are. I got it in the UK at one of those, at Fibre East, I think it was, and there was a great big hall, and in the back of the hall there were just an unbelievable amount of fibre and big piles and boxes, and I can remember I picked fibre from there, and I remember that it was just luxury, all these things together. It had silk and alpacas and merinos. I can't remember what's in it exactly, but I've got it spun up and I don't know what it is. So I thought I need to start keeping a few records of what I'm actually doing, and I was trying to decide how to do that, and I was hoping maybe you'd have some advice for me. The first thing I want to do is to make some little labels for my skeins so that I have a record on them of what it actually is. And so I thought I'd make or get some little tags that are fairly robust. I might have a bit of cardboard here, I can probably cut some out and hole punch them, and then just put them on like a yarn tag that can say sort of when I spun it, what it was, what method I applied it, that kind of thing, and then any other details. Solange, you've managed to do the YouTube comment as well. Brilliant. Nice to see you there. Hi, I can see you. I can still see you all on the other one. Hey Barb, nice to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. And then it's Jeanette from northeastern California. You're getting a bit of autumn now, hopefully, Jeanette. So I thought I would do that first. I would get some little labels and I would just label my stuff so I knew what I was going to do, because I have a dream of using my handspun in a design, and I may not do a whole design, and I might incorporate it in, particularly for you wardrobe toolboxes, because I like to push you outside of your comfort zone a little bit. And so we might play around with that over there, and it really plays into all of the stuff we're talking about when it comes to yarn substitution and fibers and spin and yarn production and worsted versus woolen and the level of twist and all of that stuff. And so I'm thinking I really would like to be competent enough so that I can use some of this yarn in a pattern, because right now probably not, but I will get there. And secondly, I need to be able to tell you what it is, right? So that's my first thing, label it. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I thought maybe I could write some things down. I mean, I could just keep it on a label, but it might be interesting to me as I get more learned to, when you start to understand more, there's more things to say about something. And so I thought maybe I'll start actually keeping a little notebook with my spinning wheel of what I'm trying. Did that, didn't work, tried that, did work, loved that, here's a little example, and so on. And I found a little notebook that someone made for me years and years and years ago. And I have beautiful notebooks that I never know what to do with. Do you have those too? Blank notebooks. I love blank notebooks, and you can't quite write in them because in case it doesn't go right. And I have these black notebooks. So I have this little, it's like a little faux leather notebook. It's got gold in it, which is awesome. And then it has these sort of handmade interior, and it's all stitched. So it's got this beautiful stitching. I mean, it's just fantastic. 3 little sections in it with 3 little booklet sections. It's such a cute little journal. And I'm thinking maybe I could use that to write my notes in. But I'm not sure. I don't want to launch into it until I've made a decision, because I also have quite a few little soft covered moleskins with dots, which I love. I use those for my little designing notebooks. And so I don't know, or maybe I could go a little bit more. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you do. And I thought what would be quite nice is to think about, what do I want to write on? Oh, here's the postie. No, it's not. I've got parcels here, so she's going to bust in. I want to have like a little, I start developing an idea about what I want to say for the spinning stuff. What is the key information I want, so that I can actually just have like a template. I had a quick look online, and people have made little spinning templates that I haven't looked at any detail at them yet. But I am curious to hear what any of you say about what you're incorporating, what you're using, and how that's going for you. I can't see many comments here, but I'm hoping over time we will develop this. I'm hoping this will be a better method. This is a software I used to use, and I've realized that they have changed it, so I can use it now for Facebook and YouTube, which is awesome. Hey Maureen, I can see you there too. Fantastic. So Rebecca says, I've got some handspun I would love to use up. Yeah, but this is the thing. You spin it all, and and then you need to start using it. Claire says, I've got notebooks for everything. I started a spinning one now that I'm spinning. So I think that would be something nice to share in the Truly Myrtle Hangout. If you're keen, could you share what you write down? What is it? Have you got a template that you've used? What does it say? Do you like it? Have you tweaked it? Some people have got like index cards they keep in a box, and they have examples of the yarn, and they just have them stacked up. Other people have notebooks. I'm really, really curious to see what you use, because there's no point me reinventing the wheel from scratch if you guys have already got some great ideas. So can you please do that for me? That would be excellent. And then for those of you who are keen to do a bit of spinning, get your spinning on, and let's see what we can do with that. And then I will endeavour to get better and then make a pattern based on that. All right, that's enough about the spinning. That's knitting. I'm not going to show you that right now, but I did want to show you a couple of things, because the doors for Wardrobe Toolbox open on Monday, 4 days time. That would be Monday, right? I haven't got my days wrong. Thursday is the 15th. Friday is the 16th. Oh no, they open on Sunday. I think they open on Sunday. Hang on, it's Thursday today. Friday, 15th, 16th. Oh no, it is Monday. Sorry. I thought it was Monday, and then I thought we were on Wednesday. I don't know. It's on Monday. The doors for Wardrobe Toolbox open. They only open twice a year. They open in March and they open in September. I do that for a reason, because it's really nice to just scoop a whole lot of new people in together and sort of start the season together, and we run in seasons. You don't have to join for the whole season. You can just take it month by month. I don't want to feel like you're trapped in there. But so you can just have a go and see. If you do decide to sign up for the whole season, and a lot of the existing members do now, sign up for a whole season, then you get a discount if you do the whole 6 months in one go. So we have 2 seasons a year, one rolls into the second year. So this one starts in October. So we have October, November, December, January, February, March is this season. It will be season 8 of Wardrobe Toolbox. So we've already got 7 seasons that we've had before. What we did last year was we completely overhauled the Wardrobe Toolbox website. And so now when you come in, you get to see all of the lessons that ever happened before, and all of the masterclasses that ever happened before, and all of the there's a lot of information in there already. There's tutorials, and see, you can just sit down. It's like an oasis of knitting knowledge. We venture into other things as well. We dip our toes into a bit of sewing, and we dip our toes into a bit of jewelry making, and how does bra fitting and those kinds of things. But the primary 90% of what we do, certainly all of the lessons, are about knitting. And so it's a knitter's oasis. But if you're a crafter and you are developing a handmade wardrobe and you want to be around other people who are doing that, then this is going to satisfy that desire in you to create clothes and accessories and really dress yourself, be an active participant in dressing yourself. So primarily the thought about Wardrobe Toolbox is, or my aim is I want you to feel like you can do it. That is my aim, because I know you can do it. And I know you can make things that will fit you beautifully and that will feel fantastic, that will suit your style, suit your shape. The things that when you put them on, people say, oh my gosh, have you done something different? Or you look amazing. Not the things that you put on and people say, are you a bit tired at the moment? Not those clothes. We're not making those clothes. We're making the things that make you feel fantastic. And I absolutely know that you can do it. It's just a matter of getting some of these tools in place so that we can grab a pattern and we grab our yarn and we have a better understanding about what the yarn does, and we can see our pattern like the blueprint that it is, and we can put us into the pattern and we join all these things together. We can make the mods we want. We know how to do them. We're feeling more confident about that, and off we go. And you don't have to do it by yourself. That's the other thing. It is incredibly inspiring, I think, to be doing this with other people. And it's not, you don't have to feel silly. There are no silly questions. We are all learning together, and everybody in there is really, really supportive because we all get it. We all totally get it. We know why you want to do it. We don't think it's silly. We understand the drive. We understand the need to create things. We understand why you want to wear things that make you feel fantastic. We understand how that ripples out into the rest of the world. We get it. We totally get it. So you come in there and you say, help, I can't do whatever. And everybody rushes in and says, I'll tell you what, I'll help you. I'll help you do that. And have you seen that lesson? And I will listen and help out. And I will listen to all the things that are being said. And then I can steer us in a direction that I think I'm hearing people talk about. So you want to talk about necklines, we'll go and talk about necklines. You want a V-necked pattern, I'll bring you a V-necked pattern. Those kinds of things. So I can't, obviously, there are a lot of people in there. So some people will ask for things and I'll think, soon, I can't quite do it yet. But I do my very best to just bring you the stuff that you need. That's the beauty of having this as sort of one man. I have helpers. I have fabulous helpers, but it's essentially I can pivot on a dime. So it's lovely. It's a lovely, lovely place to be. So that is the kind of the general thrust of it. Is if you're feeling like I am so sick of making things that don't fit me, or I'm just randomly grabbing yarn and I'm grabbing a pattern and then I'm just crossing my fingers and my toes and I'm hoping this thing works, and I'm investing a huge amount of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy into this, and I just want it to work. Or if you're feeling like I don't even know where to start, like I've been knitting for 40 years and I am too nervous to knit for myself, or I've knitted for myself and that was a disaster and I don't want to do that again. If you're feeling like that, then this is the place. So the doors open on Monday. I'll just give you the little lowdown of how it runs because it's always helpful to get a little idea of what goes on in there. So we operate, as I said, on 6-month seasons. So I sort of see the season as a new entity. It's just a fresh start. We all like fresh starts. It's a fresh start. We start a new season, but everything just rolls one thing into the other. If you're already in there, remember, you don't have to do anything. You'll just roll over to the new season. You can just kick back and knit. That's what I've been telling everyone. Just kick back and knit, and we'll see you on the other side when everybody else has joined us. I try and do things within the season. We have 6 months, and then we have like a monthly theme every month. And so we will have a lesson every month, a new lesson where I will walk you through some techniques or aspects of knitting or mending or modifications, or we talk about style sometimes. We talk about making things that suit us. We talk about, you name it, we talk about it when it comes to making clothes and knitting for ourselves. So those are the lessons, and as I said, those are about knitting. Those have a knitting or style focus. It always comes back to things that we will knit for ourselves. So those are the lessons, and then you get a chance to come back the following week. That comes with videos and handouts and all that sort of stuff. And then the following week you get to come back, and we have a 1 whole hour where you can bring your questions to me. You can send them in advance, and we can talk all about, I'm stuck, like I don't get that part, or I want to talk more about this part, or we can expand on that lesson that we had. Often we will bring other things into it. You know what it's like when we all get together. There's always a million rabbit holes to go down, and so those sessions are really fun. I will often bring a sort of a tack on topic to talk about in those sessions. So we have that, we call it our question and answer session. And then the other things that we have in the month, we alternate every month between what we call our fit night and our, what do we call it? A refresh session is the other thing. That was new last season, a refresh session, because I appreciate that there are people that are coming in and it's like walking into a smorgasbord and you're just not sure what you want to eat first. And you just think, oh, flip, there's a lot of food. And then you just go for the things that you're familiar with. I do that in a smorgasbord. I'll go for the things I already know because there's so many options. I just go for the safe option. So when you're coming in and you're seeing the smorgasbord of things available, that can be a little bit overwhelming. And you might just be tempted to go back and relearn things you already know. And I know that because we all do that. So what I've been trying to do is take us back into the archives, and I run a session every second month where we dip back into the archives and we look at some of the core things that I think are worth learning about to progress your skills in your knitting toolbox. So last season we dove back into yarn, and we dove back into measurements and finding a size and a pattern and those kind of things, and we will keep doing that. So that we will keep diving back into those sessions so that we can do it together and go over the lesson together and talk about it together. And I think people have been really enjoying those. I alternate that now with something called our Fit Night, and that was actually the idea of one of our members, that we have a session. It doesn't have to be a night. We have a live session where you get to talk about the things that are bugging you about the things you're knitting. And so it's a really excellent chance for you to do a one-on-one with me, and everybody else is there. And it's fantastic when people jump on the screen and we can actually see. People can put on their garments and they go, look at this, look how it's riding up at the back, or look at how it's pulling across here, or look at this, what can I do? And we talk about what you can do and how we can help you. So those are great opportunities to just unpick specific problems around fit that you're having. So that's our Fit Night. So those often, they kind of vary through the month when they happen, but either one of those will happen in a month. The other thing that we have, which I love, this is actually just for me really, but you guys get to come along for the ride. We have a guest that joins us every month, and I have real fun with that. So we have a guest that joins us about creative things. Sometimes it's knitting, sometimes it's sewing, sometimes it's we've had people that have made handmade wardrobes, and just to hear what they've done is so inspiring. We've had knitwear designers join us, we've had jewelers join us, we've had people to talk about how to knit more in a more healthy way for our bodies. We've had so many fantastic people join us in our masterclasses, and every month we have a fresh face. We have some regulars that come back, and which I really enjoy. But we have someone that comes in and chats to us about creativity and creative things, and it's very inspiring. Sometimes they're quite technical, and they can be quite a technical lesson, and other times they are more of a relaxed lounge session with me, where I ask them questions and you guys get to ask them questions, and we just pick their brain about what makes them tick, and we feel inspired. They're very, very, very inspiring sessions, so I enjoy those. So they happen usually towards the end of the month, and then at the very end of the month we have our knit night, and the knit nights are one of the most delightful things that I do at the moment. I love the knit nights. They're long. They're usually about an hour and a half long. We're just there until we're finished. And so people can dive in and out. They can join us for the whole time. But the idea is it's the only thing I do that isn't recorded. We don't record it. Some people want me to record it, but I've decided I'm not recording it, because the knit night is a chance for people just to jump on the screen. Everybody gets a chance who wants to jump on the screen and show us their latest knit, or their fun find, or something they've been enjoying lately. It's really friendly and just relaxed, and I want people to feel that they can jump on and they won't be recorded for all of time on the screen, because I think that will put some people off getting on the screen. And that's what makes it so lovely, is hearing from everybody else. And so I always say it's serendipity. It's a serendipitous session, because we don't know what people are going to talk about before we start, and we always are delighted by the things that people are showing us. And so Wardrobe Toolbox has members from all around the world. There are heaps of Kiwis, there are heaps of Aussies, there are a lot of people through North America, we've got people from the UK and into Europe. There are people from all over the world that join us, and we're all brought together because of this love of knitting and creating, and this desire to wear the things we make and to make them so they feel good on us, and that's what brings us together. And so I love those knit nights. They're really fun. Now, I say knit night and I say fit night, but I try and vary the times that we have these live sessions, because I am very conscious that people are all over the world. So sometimes I'll have a knit night on my Saturday morning, and I'll sit out here and it'll be nice and early on Saturday morning, and I'll have my cup of coffee and off we go. Other times I'll have them maybe Tuesday night on my time, or maybe sometimes we'll have them at 10 o'clock in the morning like this. 10 o'clock in the morning is actually a really good time for most people around the world. It's usually okay for a lot of people. So we will often have sessions at that time. Everything is recorded except the knit night, so you can catch up with it later. But it's just one of those things where every week there's something to do. The thing about Wardrobe Toolbox is it's not school. It absolutely is not school. There are no tests. It is a community of makers where you can dip in and dip out. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to watch everything. You won't love everything. But there will be something for you, and it's a really amazing resource now. It's an incredible resource to go back to find the answer to a question that you've got. We've got a comprehensive search page, and at the beginning of the season, we're going to do it again this season. At the beginning of the season, we always have a session now where we go through, this is how you find stuff. This is how you find your way around the website. So we'll do that again. It's always a fun one to come in and join in, because there are things you don't know that are there. Because there are tools that you can use. There's patterns. I haven't even talked about the patterns. I'll talk about the patterns in a minute. But there are all of these sessions that we've had that they're timeless. They're absolutely timeless. And so you can go back and you can grab a hot drink in your knitting, and you can some people just binge watch heaps of stuff. So, so something, I'll send you emails every week. I'll just let you know what's on, but don't feel pressured to do or join everything. You don't have to. You just do what works for you. Oh, I hope you can hear me okay, because I realise my microphone is down there and not even looking at me, so I might have been too soft. Let me just check your comments. I can see a few more people there on YouTube. Nice to see you. And I'm going to read what you're saying. Oh, Becky, you wore your first floozy out last night to choir, and I had so many wonderful comments. It fits me like a glove thanks to Wardrobe Toolbox. That is such good news, Becky. Becky has made 2 floozies, didn't you, Becky? And she ended up undoing it. Once she got into Wardrobe Toolbox, she made a fresh one for herself, and it really does look amazing, Becky. It's a fabulous knit, because the first one was just too big on you, I think, and you've got some more skills under your belt now. Tamsin said, being part of Wardrobe Toolbox has totally expanded my knitting experience, skills, and joy of being creative with my knitting. Thanks, Libby, for sharing your knowledge. Oh, good, and passion. Excellent. Barbara says, I love how I've made new friends through my connection with being a member of Wardrobe Toolbox. That is, oh, sorry, Muriel, it was too soft before. There's too many things for me to manage. That is one of the things that has been unexpectedly fabulous about Wardrobe Toolbox, is that people are meeting all over the world with Wardrobe Toolboxes. I was talking to Ethan the other day at he's got a shop, Get Flocked, in Christchurch, and he says they just come in, all these, like a gaggle Wardrobe Toolboxes. They're just Wardrobe Toolboxes, and they come in and they say, Ethan, have you got yarn for our latest pattern? And he says, I don't know, what is your latest pattern? But so people meet up for knitting events all over the world, and about every second season we've been doing a yarn swap, and so we've been pairing people up that want to join in, and you can choose whether you want to send locally or overseas, and we've been pairing people up, and then people have been getting to know each other through their yarn swaps, and there are people that have made firm friendships across the oceans, and then have managed to meet up. It's lovely. It's really satisfying for me. It's lovely, and it's just exactly what I was hoping for. So it's a great place to be. Now, I haven't talked about, sorry about that. You can hear me fine. Oh, good, phew. I haven't talked about the patterns, and I thought I would show you the patterns that we got last season, because within a 6-month season, you will get 3 free patterns. You actually get more than that, because I always seem to throw in something else. But you'll get 3 free patterns. You get one in the 1st month, the 3rd month, and the 5th month. And they will vary. There's accessories, and they're also garments. In the season that's coming up, I already know you're getting 2 garments and 1 accessory. So that often happens at that time of year. I don't know why. But then earlier in the year, we often play around with different kinds of accessories. I've sort of got into a bit of a pattern now, where I give you, in the first season, which is one we've just had, the first season in the year, you'll get a shawl, and then you'll get a garment, and then we'll play around with accessories. And we've done socks, and we've done hats, and we've done all sorts of things. So, and then the second season of the year, because it's summer and I always have this desire to make summer tops, I often give you a summer top, and I know that's coming for you this season coming as well. So I thought I'd show you what you got. I will also usually do a survey at some point towards the end of a season. I'll give you questions to get some feedback from you, and there'll be I include a discount code with that so that you can choose another Truly Myrtle pattern. So you will probably get 4 patterns at least in a season. Okay, let me show you what we had last time. When we started Wardrobe Toolbox this time last year, this was our first shawl. It's a very beautiful shawl. I'm rather fond of it. This is Helia shawl, and I use this beautiful woolen spun yarn. She's a big crescent shawl. I'll put her on and you'll see. And I can't remember, what did we talk about? We talked about wearing shawls, and we've already had lessons about lace and fixing lace. This has a lot of lace in it. So you knit the shawl down like that, and then you pick up the stitches and you knit the border sideways all the way around the shawl, and it's this beautiful lace. There's been some amazing shawls made from this Helia shawl. And then there's this beautiful lace that just picks up and finishes it all the way across. And so I've been quite excited to see that people have, when they've made a mistake, they now know how to fix their lace without undoing all of the knitting. So that's very satisfying. But this is knitted up and picked up and knitted as you go. So that is Helia. That is one of the patterns. Now, what happens when you come into Wardrobe Toolbox is if you get the patterns for the season you're in, and you will have access to the patterns that have gone from the seasons before. But as you can appreciate, there are a lot of patterns now from the seasons before, and some of them are already released to the public, and some of them you might already have. So if we're looking back at 7 seasons of patterns, 7 3 is 21, there's 21 patterns already in there. These 3 that I'm about to show you are not out yet. They will come out over the next course of the next 6 months, but they're not out yet. But what I've just done in this just now is you've got the option to buy them inside Wardrobe Toolbox before anyone else can get hold of them. And what I've done is I've added a discount to those patterns, so you will always get them cheaper than you'll find them anywhere else, because you'll always get them at least a 20% discount inside Wardrobe Toolbox. You don't need a code or anything like that. They're just priced lower, because I was conscious that when I release them to the public, I often, for my Mini-Mag subscribers, I'll do a discount. And I just thought I wanted the Wardrobe Toolboxes to benefit from that. If they got it early, or if they thought about getting it later, you can just get it inside Wardrobe Toolbox. The patterns stay, you can download them. You can download anything out of Wardrobe Toolbox. You get access to all of the stuff, the patterns and the lessons and all of these things for as long as you're a member. If you stop being a member, you don't get access in. It's just too difficult to negotiate all of the ways of giving you access to some things and not others. So it's a bit like Netflix. When you're in, you're in, and when you're out, you're out. But you can download patterns, and I highly, highly recommend that you have somewhere to store your knitting patterns anyway. I just heard from someone else this morning I had just updated. I'm just going through and I'm reformatting all my patterns, and I'm not updating them. I'm just reformatting them all so they're just got a different look about them, because I'm printing them differently now. And she wasn't able to use Ravelry anymore because of some change they've had. And I thought, well, so she wanted me to help her out with the pattern that I'd updated. And it just occurred to me again, it's really important that I think, you can do whatever you like, but I think it's a good idea to have somewhere that you store your patterns that is yours. So it might be Dropbox, it might be another online pattern thing, an online file. You might just have a file on your desktop that you just put all your knitting patterns in. I do that with my sewing patterns. I just have them all in, I have kept them in Dropbox actually, and I just have a file in there for sewing patterns so I can go through and see them. All my digital ones. So anyway, yes. So when you're in Wardrobe Toolbox, you get them, and then when you leave, you can download anything you want. All the handouts, you can download everything. There's an awful lot now. Folders and folders. There's like 3 books worth of information, I've realized. But you can take it away with you, but you can't get back in the system again. So that was our first shawl. And the people that are just joining now, I don't remember the price, but it hasn't gone up. I'm not going to put the price up. Things are too tough for people, and I'm not putting the price up. I'm just going to leave it the same as it was last time. And I think it's around $38 a month, $38.50, something like that a month. It's actually, when you compare it to some of the American memberships that I've been in and around over the years for various things, it's actually quite a good price. Very good price, I think, for everything that you get in there. But that will stay the same, okay? And your price that you pay when you join stays the same forever. You will have that price forever. So those people that joined right in the beginning, lucky them, have got that price forever. But at the moment, this is, if you leave and you come back, you'll be paying a bit more if the price goes up. But I'm just keeping it the same. All right, enough about that. Okay, the cardigan I gave you that we came with Wardrobe Toolbox last time is this one. It's the Amelia cardigan. She is so pretty. She's a little fingering cardigan. She has a little piqué collar. She's got piqué down the front. She's got this lovely variegated, what will they call it? Corrugated ribbing with the 2 different colors and a little I-cord buttonholes. I use some beautiful little buttons. She has the same at the bottom. She has that little piqué edge and little piqué around the thing, but she's a really nice, beautifully shaped. See that shaping in the raglan? I'm very pleased with that shaping in the raglan. Can you see? Nice little shaped raglan, fits beautifully. I used a fabulous hand-dyed Australian yarn for this one. I feel terrible because the name's gone out of my head. Natural Fibre Arts. I use their yarn for this, but it's just a good fingering cardigan. I love wearing her done up because I love the look of the I-cord buttonholes. So that is Amelia. She's in there too. She's not out yet either. She will not be out till next year. And then finally we had a hat, and we actually learnt about knitting hats and heads, and we've done this with socks before, where we've learnt about getting a good fit for a hat and knitting them for other people. I'll put this one on. I've made a couple of versions. This is the one I love the best. This is with my yarn held double with mohair, and this hat is called Maya. It's a Maya hat, and so yeah, it's not out yet. I love it. I love this little hat. So you've got a couple of options for a rolled brim and a plain brim, and I held this one sport weight yarn held double with mohair. I also did it in the Malabrigo Rios. That's what's currently in the pattern. So you've got that, and then this very last month that we just had, the month that we're in, we're figuring out how to design a cowl, because quite a few of my testers said when I did this hat that they wanted a cowl. Can we have a matching cowl? And I thought, I'm pretty sure that we can figure out how you can design a cowl to go with this. So I have, in this last lesson this month, we've talked about how to make a cowl based on the pattern from that hat. But the door is open, of course, for you to make anything you want. It just gives you the tiptoe us into a bit of basic designing decisions. And so I've made this one, which I love, which is a little cowl. I use the same, some of my yarn Grace held double with mohair, some beautiful yarn floozy mohair. And there's this style, and then we also did a tubular style, a bit like my Viva cowl, that you go round and then you join it in the round. And I will write those up as patterns. When I put the hat out, I'll release these as well, and the Wardrobe Toolboxes will get this one automatically. I did that when we did socks, and so I did some DK socks, and we talked about how to sub out the cable in the socks and how to change up the look of the socks, and I gave you the ingredients to do that. But then eventually when I released the pattern, I actually did 3 separate sock patterns. They're those Maggie and Florence and the other one I've forgotten the name of, Eliza, I should remember that. I did 3 sock patterns, and the Wardrobe Toolbox has just got all of those. So there's all of the stuff is in there waiting for you. And so I don't have any rules. I can just do whatever I want with you in there, so which is really satisfying to me. So if you love something and you want me to try something, you just let me know. All right. What else was I going to tell you? I think that's kind of sums it up. Hopefully you get a feel of it. This is it. The doors open on the 18th. They're open for 10 days. They close on the 28th, and that's it. You can't join again until March will be the next time you'll be able to join. It's a long time away. And we'll have these 3 new patterns that are coming over the next 6 months. We've got a bunch of lessons that I've already got them all planned. And I'm really looking forward to some of our masterclass guests. We've got some real goodies coming this season. What else was I going to tell you? Yeah, so jump in. If you are wanting to know when the doors open and you just want to be reminded, then jump on the waiting list. It's at wardrobetoolbox.com, and you can just put your email in and jump on the waiting list. I sent everybody an email yesterday just to remind them that the doors were going to be open. I will remind you in my mini mag, so of course you can be a member of my mini mag too, but that's just my regular Friday catch up with you. So that's at trulymyrtle.com/mini mag. So you can join that too, and I will let you know. But if you want to know the doors are open, the doors are going to close, and all of those things, jump on the Wardrobe Toolbox list, because that's where I'll give you little sneak peeks of these things and stuff like that as well over there. So if you want to see those, join in. I think that's about it. Let me know if you've got any questions. I can't see any questions here. Here's Alyssa. Yay, another summer top. I love Adira and Reef. Yeah, we can't get enough summer tops, Alyssa. I think I can't get enough summer tops, and so you won't get enough either. We're going to go all in on the summer tops. All right, let me just have a little look. Does mean there are test knits coming. There certainly are, Terry. Test knits coming. Rebecca says, I love my Helia, and I always get lots of comments. That's the big shawl I showed you first. It's a beautiful shawl. She's a beautiful shawl. Heather said, I keep my patterns in ebooks on my iPad. That's a good idea, Heather. Tamsin says, I love having paper copies of my patterns in folders. I'm slightly OCD. Yeah, but the beautiful thing about that, Tamsin, is you know where they are. And so you're not wasting precious knitting time looking for patterns, because that can drive you crazy. I quite like knitted patterns. Knitted patterns. I really like knitted patterns, actually. I quite like printed patterns as well. And if I buy a pattern, I will usually print it and put it. I have a folder of patterns, but I usually will print it as well. And I have a folder where I can go through and find patterns that I like. So yeah, I'm a fan of that as well. I think that's all I had to tell you. Have you got any questions for me? Let me know if you have any questions for me, and I can answer them. But I can't see any. Fernanda says, love the hat and the cowl. Yeah, they're really pretty. It's a surprisingly happy pattern to knit, and I love it. I particularly love these held with the mohair. So you will see those, for those of you not in Wardrobe Toolbox, you will see those next year. They'll come out, this little hat and cowl. It's a couple of cowls, couple of different cowls. I'll include both cowl options in the cowl pattern. But as I said, the Wardrobe Toolboxes, you'll just get that one. I'll make sure you get that one. So I always have to remind my Wardrobe Toolboxes, don't buy the patterns if you've already got the patterns. Don't buy the patterns. Remember, I'm going to give you the patterns. So it was lovely, lovely to see you all. I'm looking forward to welcoming another bunch of people next month. When you join up, you will have, I didn't even tell you about the lounge. We have a Facebook group called The Lounge, and it's for Wardrobe Toolbox people. You can talk about anything you like in there in terms of your making, your creating, and your sewing, and your knitting, and your weaving, and your spinning, and all of those things. It doesn't have to be about the pattern. You know, you're not restricted to my patterns at all in Wardrobe Toolbox. This is a free-for-all in there. This is a handmade wardrobe adventure over there. So you can knit whatever you like. We talk about all of the different things in the lounge. And when you join up, you will immediately get access to the lounge. So you can jump in. So if you join up on Monday, you will be able to jump into the lounge straight away. It just takes us sometimes a couple of days to get everybody in, because when a lot of people join at one time, we just have to go back and just tie up your membership with your name and things. So just bear with us about that. But you will be able to join in that straight away. The season itself doesn't start until the 2nd of October. So you'll just sit tight between then and the 2nd of October. You'll be in the lounge and you can join in with all the fun there, but you won't have access to the platform itself until the new season starts on the 2nd of October. But I will invite you to come to our knit night at the end of September. Because I'm having it on a Saturday morning next month. This month it's on a Saturday morning and my time. So hopefully that works for quite a few people. And it'll be Friday night for some people and Saturday morning for others. And you'll be able to join that. So I'll send you invitations and things like that. You don't really have to look. You don't really have to do anything. Once you've signed up, just wait, and me and my little team, we'll send you things. We'll say, okay, click here, do this, click that now, click that, go to this. So you don't have to panic about what happens next. We will usher you in. We'll roll out the red carpet for you, and you can just wander to the front door. So you don't feel worried about how you find anything or where you go. We will make sure that is completely straightforward for you, because there's nothing worse than being lost online. I know that. Okay, everybody. I will catch you later. I'll talk to you next week. If you have any questions that you want to ask me about Wardrobe Toolbox, bring them to the Hangout, and bring them to, which is our Facebook group, and leave comments underneath this video, or just bring them to my podcast next week. Hopefully this has been a little bit better, this system. I'm sorry about the microphone in the beginning. I will wonder, you can't get everything right all the time. But I will see you soon. Happy knitting, everybody. Bye. Now I have to work out how to turn it off. See you later.